Tell me a little bit about yourself and your family.
Okay. So my name is Janalyn. I am a mother of two. My eldest is 3 years old and he's very, very active. And my daughter is 7.5.
So tell me the place that you were in and when you first started looking for something.
I think it's just like with all new mums, we're starting to kind of get back into ourselves. We're starting to feel better. We're starting to sleep a little bit longer. Things are starting to kind of settle back into a routine of sorts. I was just not happy with how things were traveling at that time. Like I was feeling like something was missing and I wasn't happy about my health because I had let it go throughout my pregnancy. I was just like, woohoo, I'm pregnant. And so I was just eating everything and not exercising. Everything I had tried, I was only half-heartedly doing it. And of course, that just made me feel even worse about myself and my situation. I was just looking for something. When I came across Inspired Mama, one of the things that really resonated with me from what I read was that mindset. Before all of that, I was like, I need to kind of delve into this a little bit deeper. So that's why I reached out.
Something that we discussed quite a lot in that first call was how your internal dialogue was very negative. So do you want to talk me through that more and that place that you were there?
Yeah, that just brings a whole lot of stuff back actually, because I would have a huge to-do list and if I got through 50% of that, I'd still be like, I failed because I didn't get through 100% of it. I didn't get above 50. And so then I would just beat myself up.
Yeah, any of the positives? You didn't notice any of the positives?
No. I was very much a glass half empty. It's either all or nothing. I would just tell myself, oh, I'm not good enough. And then there would just be a lot of really harsh words that I would say to myself. And it was really, really hard at the time because I would be like, I'm trying so hard and nothing is working.
You struggled in the first 2 weeks to write things about yourself. You could not say positive things about yourself, but it wasn't until I was like, Jana, that's it. Get on with it already. What's positive about you?
It was so uncomfortable when you asked me to start that. Once I had started that, then I started to actually really, really notice. In those early stages, I still had that mindset of, oh, I've got to be perfect. I've got to have all my meals done. I've got to have everything prepped. I've got to have all the exercise done. And all of this has to be 100% perfect.
We'd have a call and you'd be like, I haven't got all 8 ticks. So what have you done? You sent it through to me and it was still really good. But you're like, yeah, but there's not all 8. I'm like, Jana, this is not attainable. What are you doing? I'd be like, okay, I haven't done this or I haven't done that. And I'd be like, okay, well, send me through your tracker. Let's have a look at it. I was like, yes, but you've done myriad of all these other things, but you just didn't see any of the positives that you were doing. It's like your brain was like completely not looking at that data at all.
Yeah. So what I've learned from that is it's all about the small wins. Every little thing that you can accomplish. I think by about week 3 and week 4, I started to get definitely, more ticks in those weeks. There was definitely a bit of a shift there. The key takeaway from that was always to celebrate the little things, celebrate the small wins.
I remember in the beginning and you saying to me, I just don't know how I'm going to fit all this in and I just can't see how I'm going to do all this and how I'm going to fit it all in. And you told me I'm scared of exercise and I've never really liked exercise and I'm not into it. And then look at yourself now. So tell me a little bit about what your week looks like now.
Like a typical week is at least 3 sessions, 3 HIIT sessions. So I follow the push your limits and I'm almost finished 5 weeks of push your limits 2. I try to make sure on the other times I have at least 10,000 steps or close to. So I stay up close with those other ladies I keep chasing. And then, I'll meal plan during the week, at least one day. And really it's what do I have or what does it say on Chelsea's meal plan list is typically what it is. And I only do a couple and then I have some freezer stash just so then I just am a little bit ahead. which I've now dug into my freezer stash, which needs to be replenished. I get to spend time with my children every evening. Like, we always have time to read. Like, I'm never worried about that. Like, I stay on top of the other chores that I need to, but I've also learned to say when enough is enough. Like, I've done what I need to do today. That's enough.
When we first started talking, you were having those outbursts with your husband and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a combination of, like, he was saying things and you're very different personalities. He's very goal orientated. And I think you were clashing there because you felt like he was judging you. And so you put your standards higher and then could never meet them, which was, you just had unrealistic standards. Having realistic standards now helped you in your relationship because you feel as though you are actually achieving what you set out to do.
I think one of the things with that as well is we had a conversation and you had said to me, it's because you think you're not enough. And that was like a bit of a shocker. I was like, oh, wait, hang on, what? And it's like someone's pulled back a veil and gone, oh, yeah. And I did. And one of the things that I've started as well is I've just done a lot of positive affirmations where I would just stand in front of the mirror and I would just be like, I'm confident, I'm capable, I'm enough. And I would just repeat that every single day. And so I think part of that feeling that I am enough has helped to reduce some of the outbursts. And to be fair, it's actually just helped me reflect in myself as well and go, look, it's not him, it's you. You need to look after yourself. You need to, feel like you are enough, and you are enough, and you are good enough, and you can do this. Like, you have been doing it. Look at what you've been able to achieve in 12 weeks. Like, I'm meal prepping. I've already got I'm like, okay, I've got to make sure I've got to do this. It's all planned, but I'll shift it around, and it's flexible, and it's like, and I can do it, and I can see myself doing it for a very long time. And that's something I keep saying. I keep saying it to my partner when he does have his moments where he says comments and I'm just like, I really want to slap you. I just like, no, this is not a 12-week challenge. I'm doing this for the rest of my life. This is going to be this is what I want to be able to show my children. And that was another big thing for me. I wanted to be a good role model to my children, not one who says, you should really eat your fruits and vegetables and then be scarfing down chocolate in the pantry that I've hidden from them. Like, I didn't want to be that mother. So, that's why I was just like, no, if I'm going to say that to you, I'm going to be living that. I'm going to be living by those words as well. So I think by virtue of a lot of the positive affirmations, really looking internally at myself, it's just really helped with our relationship, that I just don't feel as offended or as sensitive to some of the comments that he'll say that would usually have triggered me off. Now it's just like, okay, that's your opinion, that sort of thing, and just move on. It does actually help. And I wouldn't have done that 3 months ago because I wouldn't have known to do that 3 months ago. So, yeah, thank you.
Yay! You did it!